Hey guys, it's Mike in Taiwan. Today we're just going to talk about the end of Chinese New Year. It's already Friday, and I haven't been doing a lot. To be honest with you, been doing a lot of lazing around. I'm not something that I'm really proud of, to be honest with you, but I just feel like I need a break. It was like when I think it's probably just like most of you who were, especially if you live in Taiwan, you feel like there's just this. I don't know. You're just tired, right? Because there's all these things that you had to do before Chinese New Year, and you are talking to your friends and relatives and hanging out and doing all these things now. And it got a little bit busier, but like I guess that probably Friday and Thursday, it's kind of like, slow down mode a little bit. And, you just, I think that for me, I don't know if you're like this too, but getting ready for Monday, because I got to go back to work on Monday. So yeah, that's horrible. But I mean, it's not really horrible. Obviously, I'm grateful for having a job in Taiwan, and maybe you're probably grateful for it too. But at the same time, it's getting back to kind of the humdrum of doing these things, and then I don't want to be like thinking I'm like some type of like a holiday warrior. I mean, there's a phrase called weekend warrior, right? But some people that are just waiting for the weekend. But I guess a holiday warrior would be like, okay, well, what are you going to do next? Winter vacation, spring vacation, summer vacation, blah blah blah, right? Yeah, I did some exercise. I think that kind of the thing that people think about in Taiwan is that whenever you're going to do something, you go out, you have to pay money to go do it. And I actually went to the park, and I was doing some stuff there, like using the kind of the equipment, but it's like not really equipment. It's really kind of easy stuff to use. And I was just there for like half an hour, and then after that I decided, what, I live on a high floor in my building, so I decided to go all the way up the stairs. Is that necessarily a good thing for you to do? Maybe not, but I did it, and I felt better because of it, right? I think that because I used to waste, actually even sometimes I do now, but waste a lot of money with spending it on massages, like foot massages, like a little bit of shoulder massage, right? Obviously you can't like get back there and like your feet, like it's hard for people to massage their feet. You can do it by yourself, but obviously if you push your foot out this way and somebody's kind of massaging your foot, it's a lot more comfortable. So and I mean, relatively it's cheap, because back in Canada I'd probably pay easily double for the amount of service that I would get in Taiwan for like a massage, right? And even then it's like, well, I mean, on average I'd say that like most people, they make more money, but then you pay more taxes in Canada, right? So it's kind of like pros and cons. So but yeah, so instead of doing that, like why not just go and do a little bit of exercise, go a little bit of running. Actually it's funny, because when you do running, I feel like after then you do the stretching, it's kind of almost the same type of like relaxing dopamine effect that you get from getting some type of a massage, and it's free, right? So I'm all about free. Drinking more water, doing more exercise, just feeling happy in general. Meditating is something that you could do for free. Maybe this is kind of like what I want to talk about, is like things that you could do for free without spending money. When you're using the public bike thing, I guess from what I understand anyways, is that if you use it for maybe like half an hour, then it's free, right? But then after that, it costs like $1 or something like that, and blah blah blah. Like who cares? But it's really cheap, right? So as long as you're going to like some place that's like in a certain proximity from where you live, then you don't really have that much of a problem just using your bike. So ride the bike, go to the park, drink more water, do some stretching. These are things that you could do. I mean, if there's some people that you want to talk to, that you talk to on a regular basis, there's no cost in just going in and talking to them, I guess, right? But this kind of creeps into a little bit of the other stuff about like people in Taiwan, is that sometimes people, when you're just having small talk and stuff, people like they're just wondering like, what are you doing here? Why are you talking to me for, right? But it would be interesting sometimes, like when I'm on my job in Canada and somebody just comes by and just wants to like hang out and talk for a while. I'm like, yeah, cool. So I talk to them, and then I'll do my job and then come back, and it's a different vibe, right? And I think that's why a lot of people, like especially in Taiwan, Taiwanese people, they'll go in and out. They'll go to like some place and like stay for X amount of time. Maybe just go and relax, go do some beaches and stuff, and then come back to work, right? Because I don't want to say that it's stressful here, because I'm not stressed out in Taiwan, but Anyways, guys, my time's up for now. Hopefully you got something out of this. Free things that you could do that are relaxing. I'll see you guys later. Bye.